Defiance of justice. When power ignores the law. What happens when the powerful believe they are above the law? When court orders, the bedrock of our justice system, are treated as mere suggestions. This isn't hypothetical. It's a troubling question that strikes at the heart of American democracy. Former Trump administration officials stand accused of defying a federal judge's direct order. They allegedly attempted to deport vulnerable asylum seekers to a place of documented danger. All of this reportedly against a clear judicial mandate. Imagine a federal judge issues a ruling, yet government agents allegedly proceed with their plans anyway. This is the core of the storm we are navigating tonight, a potential constitutional crisis with profound implications for every citizen. And who is caught in the middle? Human beings. Asylum seekers, possibly fleeing persecution or violence. They came seeking safety, a refuge. Instead, they face the horrifying prospect of deportation, not just anywhere but to South Sudan, a nation ravaged by years of brutal conflict and famine, their lives hanging precariously in the balance. The plan, it seems, was set in motion with chilling precision. A flight was chartered, its purpose grim. Migrants were rounded up, their futures uncertain. Reports indicate some were from Vietnam, others from Cuba and Mexico, their alleged final destination, South Sudan. A brutal, terrifying endpoint for what was already a desperate journey. The administration later confirmed this attempted deportation, but there was a significant obstacle, a federal court order standing firmly in their path. This crucial order was issued by U.S. District Judge Brian E. Murphy in Boston. This order explicitly blocked these deportations to South Sudan. It was designed to protect these specific individuals. Did the officials involved know about this binding court order? All available evidence strongly suggests they did, yet the deportation process allegedly proceeded. The plane took off and landed in Djibouti, a stopover en route to South Sudan. The migrants were trapped in limbo. Department of Homeland Security officials, when questioned, at first refused to confirm the plane's location or its ultimate destination. They cited reasons like operational security, but slowly, the truth began to surface. A truth that painted a disturbing picture of an administration allegedly flouting the rule of law. The migrants were helpless pawns in a dangerous game of defiance. The judiciary did not remain silent in the face of this challenge. Judge Brian E. Murphy from his Boston courtroom was unequivocal and firm. He found that Trump administration officials had violated his direct court order, and not just a minor infraction, he described it as a flagrant violation of the law. His words carried the weight of a constitutional system under threat. The court's order was not optional, Judge Murphy declared. He directly accused the Department of Homeland Security of serious failings. Specifically, of failing to provide adequate, lawful notice to 6 migrants covered by his injunction. Some received less than 24 hours notice. This was a clear breach of established legal protocol and basic fairness. The law in these matters is specific, designed to protect vulnerable individuals. Non-citizens must be given at least 10 days to raise legitimate safety concerns before deportation. This crucial window for due process was allegedly not honored. Judge Murphy highlighted this fundamental failure. He issued a stern warning of potential future consequences. The serious possibility of criminal contempt charges loomed over the officials involved. He also ordered immediate corrective changes. The court was forcefully reasserting its vital authority. Why such a vehement outcry over deportations to South Sudan? It is because South Sudan is a nation teetering on the brink of collapse, a place where danger and instability are a daily reality for millions. Imagine a landscape scarred by years of brutal civil conflict. Political instability fuels constant, often ethnically charged violence. Widespread famine stalks the most vulnerable populations. This is the grim South Sudan that these migrants were being forced to face. A truly terrifying prospect. What many human rights organizations have called a potential death sentence. Anwen Hughes from Human Rights First spoke out forcefully against these deportations. Trina Real Muto of the National Immigration Litigation Alliance echoed this alarm. They were being sent to a war-torn country where their life and safety are under threat. These are not exaggerations. They are the grim realities of life in South Sudan today. Forcibly deported to such a place, what genuine hope for safety or a future could possibly remain? Who exactly was behind this alleged defiance of a federal court? Emerging documents point towards several high-ranking officials. Individuals within the Department of Homeland Security, key personnel within Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and even former White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller. The administration's defense was aggressive and deflective. DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin claimed the individuals slated for deportation were convicted criminals. Accused of serious crimes like murder and armed robbery, the judge who issued the order, they countered, was merely a far-left activist. President Trump himself, via social media, echoed this sentiment. This rhetoric appeared calculated to deflect criticism. Critics posed crucial counter-questions. Even if some individuals had committed crimes, does that negate their right to due process? Does it grant the executive branch the authority to ignore binding judicial rulings? This disturbing episode is not just about one single chartered flight, nor is it solely about the fate of a handful of migrants. This entire affair strikes at something far more fundamental: the rule of law itself. When government officials feel empowered to defy legitimate court orders, that essential foundation begins to tremble. Public trust erodes. The specter of anarchy inches closer. Our system of government relies on a balance of checks and balances. The judiciary serves as a crucial check on executive power. If its lawful orders can be ignored, then what is the purpose of the courts? The separation of powers becomes a hollow phrase. This case put that constitutional principle to a severe test. No criminal charges were immediately filed against the officials involved. Legal experts warned that this lack of accountability sets a dangerous precedent. It could signal to others that acts of defiance against judicial authority might go unpunished. The silence from the halls of accountability can be deafening. This was not an isolated incident during that period. Where does this episode leave us, the American public? It leaves us grappling with a chilling question. Will there ever be true accountability for those who defy the law from their positions of power? Or do the powerful operate under a different set of rules? This case forces us to confront that possibility. Amidst the legal arguments, we must never forget the human faces at the center of this drama. The individuals on that plane, their futures hanging precariously, their palpable fear, their lives used as bargaining chips in a larger political battle. A healthy democracy demands respect for its core institutions, especially for the judiciary, which acts as the ultimate arbiter of law. Court orders are not mere suggestions. Upholding them is essential for the maintenance of justice. The final verdict on this chapter of American governance is yet to be written by history.